Maggie, how's the family?
Doing wonderful, Ilsa. William's tooth finally poked through.
Oh, well, that's good news. I hear that tooth was giving him an awful time of it.
Yeah, it did. He finally tied a string to his tooth and tied the other end to the door. And slam! That tooth went flying, it did.
Yes, this looks like a lovely town, this Terry town. People seem friendly enough.
Bet you I can whip you a knotting board.
Bet you can't.
Hey, look at that. Benjamin's gonna try to whip Jano in knotting board.
Let's go watch.
Wait for me.
Plenty of children.
Hey, give it back to me.
No, I saw it first.
Give it back or I'll tan your hide.
Not if I tan your hide first.
In great need of an education, not to mention being properly educated in the art of correct behavior.
Fresh apple pies, bite fresh this morning. Fresh apple pies, bite fresh.
And oh, I say, they certainly have some lovely produce here. Fresh baked apple pie. Smells delightfully delectable.
Who's that?
I hear that's the new schoolmaster.
What a queer-looking fellow. He looks like a walking scarecrow.
Yeah, he's all full of arms and legs, as skinny as saplings.
And look at those arms and legs are sticking a foot out of his sleeves and trousers.
Speaking of feet, are those shovels or feet he's walking with? They're huge. Yeah, and look at the size of that nose. It looks like a weather vane perched up there, all ready to blow with the wind.
Did you hear what happened to poor little Fenna?
No, do tell me.
The poor little Machin was out picking Indian corn, and when out in the middle of the field a ghostly apparition appeared.
Oh.
And what's that? A ghost story? They have ghost stories here in this little town? Oh, and I do love a ghost story. I must listen in.
Yeah, and then it came towards her closer and closer. The poor little girl froze with fright, couldn't have moved a muscle. And then it spoke to her.
Help! Help!
No! What did it say to her?
It held out a ghostly hand, used a skeleton of a hand, mind you, and then it pointed to the house and said, "Go back, go back."
Go back. Go back.
No. And what did poor Fenna do? Did she run?
Yeah, she ran. Dropped her near-filled basket of corn and ran like you never seen a girl run before. All the way back to the house she did, and when her folks came home they found her shivering under the kitchen table. No, put her straight to bed, they did. She couldn't even spoke for days after that. Stayed in bed for a week, she did.
Oh, what a terrible fright she must have had.
Yeah, terrible.
Go back. Go back.
In a bend in the Hudson River lies a small town known as Terrytown, and in that town is a new schoolmaster who goes by the name of Ichabod Crane. Ichabod Crane was a native of Connecticut, and the name Crane fits his person well. He was tall but extremely thin, with a small head, long arms and legs, and huge feet. And when he walked, his whole body swung loosely all about, almost as if he wasn't quite put together tightly enough. When he came to Terrytown, he carried with him all his worldly belongings in a simple cotton handkerchief. His schoolhouse was a one-room, dismal building, which was in a state of disrepair and sat in a rather lonely spot at the foot of a woody hill.
Emil, spell the word contentment.
CONTE
Yes, go on.
NTMENT.
Excellent, my young charge. Excellent. Now, Ilsa, what is the meaning of contentment?
Pleasure?
Correct! Now, Jan, Give me an example of contentment.
Men take on a raging bull.
I do not find your jocularity to be acceptable in my classroom. Very well, very well. I shall give you an example of contentment. When I polish off a fine meal of roast pig and pigeon pie, onion sauce and savory sausages with a hasty pudding, I am overcome with a sense of contentment. Yes, roast pig and hasty pudding. I can almost taste it now. Oh, look at the time. Our day's done. Class dismissed. Oh, Emil.
Yes, Master Crane?
You don't suppose that your mother is preparing hasty pudding this evening, do you?
I'm not sure. She doesn't tell me what she's making. She just tells me to eat it.
Oh, of course. Very well. I shall entertain your family with my company at the dinner table this evening.
Yes, Master Crane.
In addition to teaching, Ichabod loved to sing and to eat. He enjoyed traveling home with the students who happened to have a pretty sister, or a mother that was particularly handy with a pot and a cooking fire. Yep, for Ichabod, life in Tarrytown could have been an easy one. And it might have been, if it wouldn't have been for a haunted glen, known to the locals as Sleepy Hollow, and the apparition that continually appeared in Sleepy Hollow, the Headless Horseman.
Master Crane, look out!
A little jumpy this evening, Ichabod?
No, not at all, Brom Van Brunt.
If you're not jumpy, then why are you in the ditch? Did you think this was a fine night for a swim, or did you perhaps think that I was the Headless Horseman galloping up to whisk your spirits away? Come on, boys, let's be off.
Okay, Brombones.
Yeah.
There goes Brombones and his gang. Are you all right, Master Crane?
I'm quite all right, Emil. I'm quite all right. Let's get about and head to your house for dinner, shall we?
Yes, Master Crane.
Emil,
Yes, sir?
who was this Headless Horseman that Brom mentioned?
Oh, he's a terrible ghost that haunts Sleepy Hollow. They say he's a Hessian trooper whose head was carried away by a cannonball during the Revolutionary War. His spirit comes out at night and gallops wildly across the countryside looking for his head. I hear his favorite haunt is around the church down in the valley. His body is buried there, you know. Don't go past that church at night, Mr. Ichabod. It's just not safe.
The Headless Horseman.
Greta, fetch me some potatoes from the cellar.
Yes, Mom.
Blue pulled his shoe out in the field today.
Papa won't be pleased. Does he know yet?
Hello, everyone. Look who I brought home for dinner tonight.
Well, hello, Ichabod Crane. Did you bring your appetite with you tonight?
Oh, yes, Mum, I certainly did. May I offer my assistance with the preparations?
Why, that's most kind of you, Ichabod. If you could mind the baby for me, I'd be much obliged.
Oh, I'd be delighted to. And how's young Gerhard tonight? Coochie, coochie, coo, coochie, coochie, moochie, coo. That was the most delicious meal, madame. And I must state that that was the sweetest hasting pudding to ever pass by my lips, Wilmke. Ichabod's right, Wilmke. Very tasty indeed.
I hear you said those exact same words to the widow Leafka just the other day, Ichabod.
I do believe you're right, Wilmke. I believe I did tell her that.
Speaking of the widow Leafka, have you any interesting news from her household?
Oh, I do indeed. I heard that Lucas Vanderdroos is being accused of drunkenness in Tarrytown.
You don't say.
Yes, Mum, his own wife caught him outside the tavern again, sound asleep, mind you, and when she found him, it was high noon the following day.
No. Oh, that Lucas Vanderdroes is no good at all. And how are your singing lessons coming along? Any new students?
Why, yes. I was visited by one Herr Van Tassel at my singing school the other day. He asked me if I would educate his daughter, Katrina Van Tassel, in the art of psalmody at their home. I shall be teaching her first lesson tomorrow.
Ichabod, have you ever met Katrina Van Tassel?
Well, no. No, I haven't.
Oh, she's a lovely girl. A bit on the flighty side, though, never knowing what she really wants and changing her mind on a whim. She changes suitors like a blacksmith changes shoes on a horse. What I'm trying to say is she's a bit of a coquette. Be careful with that one, Ichabod.
Oh, don't fret for me, Wilmke. Although I do seem to have a way with the ladies, I am a professional above all else. Just the same, Ichabod. You watch out for that one. And what of you, Wilmke? Any interesting news from me? Any supernatural events that may have occurred lately?
Oh, Ichabod, evil spirits abound in Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, here we go again. Evil spirits, ghosts and goblins. That's all a bunch of hogwash, if you ask me.
Oh, sure you do. You'll think it's a bunch of hogwash until something happens to you.
Bah! I'm going outside to check on the barn.
That man. Do you remember what I told you of the Hendricks?
Oh, yes.
Well, evil spirits are still plaguing that family.
No!
Oh, yes. The other day, when the folks were coming home from their chores, all of a sudden a great wind whipped up out of nowhere. Started throwing bricks and stones right at them. They ran for the house with stones, bricks, and even buckets flying all around. And then the cat flew right at the missus. Had an awful scratch on her, she did, and the mister was hit in the head with one of the stones. He has a bump the size of a goose egg. Once they all got inside and closed the door, it stopped.
Oh, that's terrible. Simply terrible. I wonder if some person is attempting to cause harm to the Hendricks for some reason and has cast a spell upon them. As I recall from the writings of Cotton Mathers in his famous book, Thermatographia Pneumatica, there was a situation similar to this in Newbury.
You don't say.
Yes, I believe it was in 1679, involving the household of William Morris. Stones and bricks and other sundry items were thrown at the house. All types of household items were thrown about inside of the house. The family was continually struck by seemingly invisible hands and objects.
Oh, what did the family do? Did it finally stop?
Oh, yes, indeed. One day, the family heard a voice sing out,
Revenge! Revenge! Sweet is revenge!
At that point, the family became so terrified that they called out to God. And immediately following, they heard a mournful cry calling out,
Alas, alas, we knock no more, we knock no more.
And after that, the family was never bothered again.
Oh, what a story! 'Tis sad such evil spirits relish in taunting such unfortunate souls.
That it is, Wilmke, that it is. Well, I have truly enjoyed the fine feast you've placed before me this evening, and the company was absolutely divine.
Oh, Ichabod.
But I must be off. My students await me in the morn, and in the afternoon I shall begin Miss Katrina Van Tassel's singing lessons.
Good night, Ichabod. And be careful as you go home.
Oh, don't worry about me. Ichabod here is quite capable of taking care of himself in dangerous situations. Good night, Ichabod. And oh, Ichabod, careful heading through Sleepy Hollow. There's no moon out tonight. Watch out for all those evil spirits lurking about, especially the headless horseman. Thank you for your concern, sir. I shall be most cautious, just in case. What was that? Oh, probably just a night animal. Oh, what was that? Oh, looks like there's eyes peering at me from the trees. Oh, yea, I walk through the valley of the shadow of the dead. I shall fear no evil. God shall protect me from whatever is staring at me from that tree. Ah! Oh, the eyes are moving. Oh, Ichabod, you silly. They're nothing but a pair of lightning bugs. Something grabbed my collar. Oh, the headless horseman. Oh, he's got me. Oh, yeah, I walked through the valley of the shadow of the dead. Oh, it's just a silly tree branch. Oh, huh? What was that? Oh, though I walk with me, there are my rod, thy staff. Oh, comfort me. Oh, who's there? Oh, what was that? And that? That? Oh, I'm getting out of here.
Well, Ichabod survived his walk, or should I say run, home. And now it's a new day. School is just let out, the sun is shining, and Ichabod is on his way to the household of the Von Tussels to give Katrina Von Tussel her first singing lesson.
Wow! Look at this farm! I've never seen such an abundant farm in all my life. In such a lovely setting nestled right along the banks of the Hudson River. And that barn is handsome enough to be a church. And it looks ready to burst, it's so full from the earth's bounty. Oh, and I can just taste the flavors of the many wonderful dishes that are growing in the fields and languishing in the farmyard. I can just imagine all those roasting pigs running about with pudding in their little bellies and an apple in their mouth. And I'd put those pigeons to bed in a snugly comfortable pie. And those ducks should be paired cozily in dishes accompanied by a tasty onion sauce. And I can just imagine those porkers carved into sleek sides of bacon and a big juicy ham. Oh, and that turkey. That turkey would be daintily trussed up with its gizzards under its wing, surrounded by a necklace of savory sausages. Oh, I can almost taste it. And those proud roosters, I'd lay him sprawling on his back at a side dish with uplifted claws. Oh, Ichabod, you do have quite the imagination. I can almost taste it.
Well, hello there, Master Ichabod. Welcome to my home.
Oh, hello. Hello there, Baltus Van Tassel.
Have you met my daughter, Katrina, yet?
No, I haven't. I've just arrived. Been admiring your farm.
Well, let's head on up to the house and I'll give you a proper introduction. My Katrina is my most prized possession. She gets whatever she wants. If she wants a new carriage, she gets it. If she wants a new frock, she gets it. Singing lessons, she gets it.
I've brought you some violets, Katrina. They're your favorite.
Violets were my favorite last week, Brom. This week, my favorite flowers are daisies.
Okay, then. Daisies it is. I can find you some of those. By the way, what does a daisy look like?
Brom.
Katrina, come on over here. I'd like to introduce you to your new singing instructor. Ichabod, my lovely daughter, Katrina.
Katrina Van Tassel. What a lovely peach she is. Not to mention the heiress of this bountiful farm. Oh, this is the woman for me. Oh, Katrina, my Katrina, will marry and have many children, and I shall live and eat like a king with my lovely Queen Katrina by my side.
Why, yes.
Oh, yes, Miss Van Tassel. I'm delighted to meet you, and am honored to have been given the pleasurable task of instructing you in singing.
Hey, who's this scarecrow? Oh, you're that schoolmaster. What are you doing here?
He's going to instruct me in singing, Brom. Why, Ichabod, you speak so finely. I'm looking forward to receiving your instructions in psalmody. Such a cultured man you must be. Let us move into the parlor, where we can begin my lessons. Goodbye, Brom.
Singing lessons? Who needs singing lessons? You sing just fine. Don't you get any ideas, you singing scarecrow, or you'll be singing at the bottom of the Hudson River.
Oh, Ichabod, don't you want to come inside? Goodbye, Brom.
Coming, Katrina Van Tassel. Coming.
If that walking beanpole gets any ideas with my girl, I need to go find someone to womp on. Oh, come on, Daredevil. Let's get out of here. Ha!
Brom von Brunt, more commonly known as Brom Bones, is a large, powerful, ruggedly handsome young man and the hero of the countryside. He hangs out with a boisterous, mischievous gang of young men. He's a prankster and has quite the quick temper. But all in all, he's actually a fairly good-natured fellow with a jealous eye for a fair young lady by the name of Katrina Van Tassel. Although all the men in town know that Brom would twist them into a pretzel if they got near Katrina, Ichabod wasn't so easily put off.
La 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 la.
Oh, my dear Katrina, you sing like a songbird. I am completely enamored with your voice.
Oh, Ichabod, you're such a dear.
Shall we work on our duet?
Mm-hmm.
He walks with me and he talks with me. He's there wherever I go.
Oh, drat! Confounded scoundrel! Interrupting our lovely duet. I humbly apologize, my dear Katrina. Silence, you mangy scoundrel!
Brom Bones, are you behind all this? How dare you interrupt our duet?
Aw, Katrina, come on. I was just having a little fun.
Well, go have your little fun someplace else. You're bothering Ichabod and I.
I'm closing the window now.
I'm gonna rip the beans right off that singing beanstalk.
Katrina's interest in Ichabod grew, and her interest in Brom waned. No longer was Brom's horse seen tied to the front porch of the Van Tassel home. Katrina was seen more and more often in the company of Ichabod, walking beside the bubbling brook and picnicking under the great elm on the Van Tassel property, as Ichabod wooed Katrina with his poetry readings.
Long had the mutual sigh, the mutual tear, burst from the breast and scorned confident there. Existence was a torture. Oh, my breast, can I find accents to unfold the rest? Locked in each other's arms, from Hygge's cave, they plunged, relentless, to a watery grave, and falling murmured to the powers above, Gods, take our lives, unless we live to love.
Oh, Ichabod, listening to you recite poetry is so romantic.
Yes, I can see how you could come to that conclusion, my dear.
And each day that Katrina spent more of her time with Ichabod was another day that Brom Bones' anger grew all the stronger against Ichabod.
Hey, Brom! I saw Ichabod carrying Katrina's packages home for her today. So what are you going to do about it?
I'll show you what I'm going to do about it.
Ow! Hey, that's my nose!
And then after that, I'm going to lay him out on a shelf in his own schoolhouse.
You know, punching the schoolmaster could get you into some trouble.
I know, but I'll figure something out to get my revenge on that scarecrow.
Now, class, let's review our American history. What is the meaning of this? You're riding your horse into my schoolhouse, young man.
I have a lesson.
This is not a barn, you know. Do you see any hay or feed laying about?
But I have a
Do you see chickens clucking about in here instead of children?
But, sir, I have an important letter.
This is a place of education, young man. In here we expand the minds of children, teaching them to be responsible citizens, not riding about in people's schoolhouses.
But, sir, the Van Tassels sent
Van
me.
Tassels, you say? My Katrina, is everything all right? Come on, boy, what's the news?
I have a letter for you, sir, from the Van Tassel
A
house.
letter? Well, let's have it, young man. No sense dawdling about.
Here, sir. Here it is.
Oh, and it's scented with Katrina's lovely perfume. My dear Ichabod, would you like to invite to fall festivals tonight at 8 p.m.? Oh, a fall festival at the Van Tassels, not to mention a personal invitation from the lovely Katrina Van Tassel. Oh, Ichabod, you old salty dog. Oh, I've got to get ready, and I only have until 8 o'clock. Class dismissed.
But, sir, there's still 2 more hours of school to go.
Are you children daft? I said class dismissed.
Yay! 2 hours! Yeah! Let's get out of here!
Come on, let's get out of here.
Going to the Van Tassels, going to see my Katrina, going to eat a giant feast. Oh, I'm sure there'll be music and dancing. Oh, I shall impress Katrina with my natural talent of moving fluidly with the beat of the music. I believe she'll find my charms irresistible. Oh, but what to wear, what to wear? Well, come to think of it, I only have one suit. I suppose it makes my decision simple. I must find Hans Van Ripper. I hope he will be kind enough to loan me a steed for my grand entrance to the Van Tassel Fall Festival. Oh, Hans Van Ripper, I have a favor to ask of you, my good man.
Well, here you go, Ichabod. The only one I have for you is old Gunpowder. He's not much to look at, but he'll get you there and home again. Used to be quite the horse in his day. You wouldn't know it looking at him now, all broken down, ribby and sway-backed as he is. Just be careful. He may only have one eye, but there's still ill will peeking out of that other eye.
Well, I believe he'll do just fine. Thank you for your kindness, Hans. Come on then, Gunpowder. Let's be off. Hop, hop. Giddy up, boy.
You know, he's quite a queer-looking fellow when he walks all around town, but he's even queerer-looking perched upon old Gunpowder. His knees are all drawn up to his chin, mind you, and those skinny elbows all flippin' flopping around like a turkey. What a sight!
You hit that one right, Elsa. What a sight.
Ah, such a lovely evening for a Van Tassel Fall Festival. And such abundance of crops ripe for the picking. Oh, look, juicy apples just waiting to be tucked into a warm apple pie. Fields full of Indian corn, ready to be made into corn cakes and hasty pudding. Yellow pumpkins with their round little bellies turned to the sun. I love the smell of buckwheat fields. I can just taste those buckwheat pancakes slathered with honey fresh from the beehive. Oh, I can envision those pancakes being served to me by the delicate, dimpled hand of Katrina Van Tassel. Here we are, Gunpowder. It's time for me to take part of my most memorable evening. I'm sure of it. Whoa, Gunpowder! Easy! Oh, Brom! You nearly took my life with that crazy horse of yours.
Scared you, didn't I?
There's that Brom Bones with his crazy horse daredevil.
Here, Brom, when are you going to train that horse? He's a wild one. That horse will most likely kill you one of these days, boyo.
Bah! Old Daredevil here may have a mischievous urge here or there, but that's how I like 'em. Wild and crazy like me. If you ask me, a well-broken horse would be a downright bore for a man like me to ride. Well, hello, Miss Katrina Van Tassel.
Good evening, Ichabod Crane.
Good evening, Miss Van Tassel. Shall I escort you into your home?
Why, thank you, Ichabod. I would be delighted. It's nice to see a man with real manners, unlike some men around here.
Easy, Brom. No use making a scene at a nice party like this.
I'm gonna get that conniving little... I'm gonna pull out all the stuffing of that skinny, singing scarecrow.
Oh, look at this feast! Platters of delicate cakes. There's so many, even I may have a challenge sampling each lovely fare. And Oikoke, my favorite! Crisp, crumbling cruller, sweet cakes, shortcakes, ginger cakes, honey cakes, pumpkin pies. Oh, and just think, someday this will be all mine, prepared by the lovely Katrina Van Tassel. Oh, you have arrived, Ichabod. Look at those juicy slices of ham, smoked beef, preserved plums, peaches, quiches, not to mention broiled shad and roasted chickens. Oh, milk and cream all mingled, higgly-piggly.
Oh, come on, Katrina. What's the big deal with that old scarecrow? I thought I was your man. You can't be serious picking that walking stick over me.
Well, he's certainly more cultured than you, Brom. Oh, Ichabod. Would you like to dance with me, Ichabod Crane?
I would be delighted, Katrina Van Tassel. Fiddler, a reel, if you please.
Yes, Master Crane.
Woohoo!
Why, Ichabod, you dance divine. I don't believe there's any part of your body that's not dancing to the music.
Why, thank you, Katrina. I'm quite studied in the art of dance.
Remember Dolphy Martling?
Aye, he was a large blue-beard Dutchman, nearly took down a British ship by himself, and with a shotgun, no less. That gun of his wouldn't have misfired on that sixth shot.
And remember that old mine-here? He was such an excellent swordsman that in the Battle of White Plains he parried a musket ball with a small sword.
Aye, I still think that story's a bit on the far-fetched side.
You do ya? Well, I personally saw the sword that he used. And if you ask him, he'd be happy to show it to you so you can see the bend in the blade for yourself.
Bah!
Well, men, whether we believe all the details or not, I believe it would be safe to say that there were many fine Dutchmen responsible for bringing that war to an end.
Aye, there it was.
Yeah, many fine Dutchmen.
You have to admit old Baltus has a point there.
Yeah.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Aye, good to see ya.
Oh, good evening, Ichabod.
Well, Ichabod, are you having a nice time? I saw you dancing with my Katrina.
Oh, I am indeed, Baltus Van Tassel. It was very kind of you to invite me.
Oh, that wasn't my doing. It was Katrina that wanted you to come. I think she set her eyes on you, Ichabod.
Hey,
Did you hear about the latest haunting in Sleepy Hollow?
What's lurking about that place now?
Just the other night, Gerhard van Utrecht was riding through Sleepy Hollow and was scared nearly to death by the ghost of Major Andre.
Who's Major Andre?
Aye, Major Andre was strung up by the Brits in the great tree. Such a shame they caught him. He was a mighty fighter, he was. His spirit hasn't rested since. Nobody really knows why he still walks the land.
So tell us the story, man. What happened to Gerhard?
Well, as I was saying, he was riding through Sleepy Hollow, and as he came upon the great tree, the wind started blowing. The branches started turning and twisting this way and that, all queer-like, and his horse started getting all excited, you see.
Animals always know when a spirit is about.
Yeah, so then he thought he heard something. Didn't know what it was, the wind or not, and he started...
What did he hear?
Well, the way I understand it, he heard a wailing sound.
A wailing sound? What sort of a wailing sound?
Well, something like this. If that scared you, imagine poor Gerhard. The ghost of Major Andre appeared to him right before his eyes. He spurred his horse and galloped as fast as he could from the ghost. But the ghost kept following him, getting closer and closer, until finally...
What? Finally what?
Until finally Gerhard's horse threw him straight away into the willy swamp. After he wiped the mud out of his eyes, he looked around for the ghost. But Major Andre's ghost had disappeared. What about the woman in white? Remember her?
Woman in white?
Yeah, her ghost is always haunting the dark glen at Raven Rock. They say she shrieks and shrieks on winter nights, just before a storm.
It's Major Andre! It's Major Andre's ghost! The woman in white!
No, it's a mouse! A mouse!
Oh, shoot!
Somebody smack it! Oh, I don't like mice!
Major Andre, woman in white. They're nothing. Little nits that cause nothing but a slight irritation. I'll tell you what's really scary. The Headless Horseman. He's the spirit you need to watch out for. And you know why, Ichabod?
Why, Brom?
Because he'll take your life away. He's a soul stealer.
Yeah?
Aye, the Headless Horseman. There's an apparition you need to watch out for.
Yeah, remember old Brower?
Aye, that I do. He never did believe in ghosts or spirits until he met the Headless Horseman.
He met the Headless Horseman?
One night he was riding along on his way to Sleepy Hollow when all of a sudden he heard the sound of another rider behind him. What's that? Who's there behind me? He looked back, and there was a Headless Horseman on a big black steed. Oh no! Oh no! Can't be you! You don't exist! Old Brower spurred his horse and started galloping away. There are no such things as ghosts or spirits or... Trying to escape the Headless Horseman, I imagine. But the horseman kept right up with him. He galloped through the bushes and brambles. Come on, boy! Let's get out of here! Yeah! Over the hills. No matter what he tried, he couldn't escape it. He's still behind us! And the horseman kept right behind him until... We can't lose him, boy! Until they reached the bridge, right before the old church of Sleepy Hollow. There, the Headless Horseman caught up with old Brower. He's getting closer! He grabbed him by the scruff of the neck. And then he threw him right into the brook. Yeah! And then... turned into a skeleton and sprang away, right over the treetops in a clap of thunder.
I, too, came across him one night.
Aye, let's hear of it.
Well, one night as I was riding back from the nearby village of Sing Sing, must have been about midnight when I heard a horse galloping up behind me and Daredevil. Sure enough, it was the Headless Horseman. Well, he came right up alongside me and, what could I do?
What did you do, bro?
I challenged him to a race for a bowl of punch. We galloped off and Daredevil would have won too, but when we got to the church bridge, he vanished in a flash of fire.
A race. Now I've heard it all.
So, Ichabod.
Yeah. Yes?
When you're riding along at night, listening to the crickets and the night sounds, beware of the sound of a horse's footsteps behind you. Ooh, the Headless Horseman rides a fabulous steed. He blows fire out of his nostrils. And if you hear those horses' hoofs riding up behind you, you better run. And you better run fast, because that Headless Horseman rides at night looking for his head. And if he can't find his head, Ichabod, he may take yours instead. So beware. Beware, Ichabod. Be careful when riding through Sleepy Hollow at night, past the church where the moon is full. Beware of the Headless Horseman of Sleepy Hollow, but don't lose your head over it, of course.
I didn't think it's so funny.
Well, Baltus, it's been a wonderful evening, but I think it's time to gather up the family and head for home.
Yeah, I believe I better do the same. I thank you for your generosity of the evening, Baltus.
Thank you, thank you. I'm glad you had such a nice time.
Ilke, gather up the children. It's time to go.
Oh, come on. Mom, do we really have to?
Oh, you heard your father. Now time to go. Hop, hop.
Maria! Now where's that woman gone off to?
Well, thanks for having us over.
You're very welcome. You'll have to come to next year's fall festival, too.
Oh, I wouldn't miss it. Nor any member of my family.
It was great to see you again. I still can't get over how much Rudolph has grown.
You know, I don't know what I liked best, the honey cakes or that crumbly crawler.
Ah, it's always about food with you. What about the dancing? Now that was the best part.
So, Ichabod, are you off now too?
Well, in a little bit. I'd like to steal some time with your lovely daughter, if you find that acceptable, Baltus.
That I do, Ichabod, that I do. I think I saw her around back of the house.
Thank you, Baltus. And good night to you, sir. I had a lovely time. Maybe this is the night that I let my intentions be known to my dear Katrina. Oh, Ichabod, you sly fox.
Come on, Katrina. Can't you admit that you like me just a little? You know that you're the girl for me, Katrina. Katrina, you know you like me. Come on. Come on now. Admit it.
Well, I guess I...
Well, there you are, Katrina.
Oh, well, hello, Ichabod. Going out for an evening stroll?
Why, yes, Katrina. And I believe there's no better way to enjoy such a lovely evening than in the company of a lovely young lady. Miss Katrina, would you do me the honor of escorting me for an evening stroll?
Now, look here, Ichabod Crane.
I'd be delighted, Ichabod. Goodbye, Brom.
Katrina, there's something I'd like to discuss with you as we walk.
Yes?
Ichabod Crane, I'm going to get you if it's the last thing I do!
Oh, women. I don't believe any man will ever understand them. Gunpowder, get up, you old bag of bones. Come on, horse. I want to exit this homestead as quickly as possible. Oh, these women. These women. She gave me every indication of her interest in me. Stand up, Gunpowder. Come on, boy. Get up, Gunpowder. Come on, get up. Come on, giddy up, boy. Could that girl have been playing me all along? Making me think she had an interest in me? Or was she interested in me and on a whim simply changed her mind? Oh, Ichabod, how could you have fallen for such foolishness? Or perhaps she was encouraging me only to make Brom jealous. Or perhaps she was actually interested in him and played me like a fiddle all along. Bah! I'll never figure these women out. Midnight. Already. What a waste of a day. Huh? Midnight? The witching hour? And me on my way home at such a time? So quiet. Almost too quiet. Yeah! Come on, Gunpowder. Come on, let's go home, Gunpowder. Giddy up, Gunpowder. Come on. Giddy up. What's that, Gunpowder? That big shape in the middle of the road. It must be a strange apparition. Oh, it's just the big tulip tree. The tulip tree! That's the tree that Major Andre was hanged in. Oh my! Why did I have to come home so late? Giddy up, Gunpowder! Come on! What's that, Gunpowder? In the midst of the tree, there's something white. Oh, it's a woman in white! The woman in white! Oh, she's coming to get me! Oh, wait. Oh. Oh, it's just a split in the tree. Must have been struck by lightning. What was that? Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Come on, Gunpowder. Come on. We're almost to the Wily Swamp. Oh, I don't like that bridge. I don't like that bridge at all. Just a few logs tied together and laid side by side. And it was on this bridge that Major Andre was captured, surprised by Yeomen hiding under the bridge. Oh, Major Andre, don't come out tonight. Oh, please, don't come out tonight. Let's run. Let's run across the bridge, Gunpowder. Come on, giddy up. Ha! Come on, ha! Yeah! Whoa, Gunpowder, whoa! What are you doing? Jumping into the fence like that? Ow! Come on! Get on the bridge, Gunpowder! Yeah, Gunpowder, come on! Get on the bridge! What's the matter with you? Come on now, giddy up! Faster, Gunpowder! Come on, boy, faster! Whoa! Not that fast! What are you doing? There's nothing on the bridge. What's that? Oh, I thought I heard something on the other side of the bridge. Oh, the Lord protect me! What is that? Oh, I can't quite see it. It looks like some huge, misshapen, black, towering monster. Oh, I feel the hair standing up on the back of my neck. It must be a ghost. Oh, Ichabod. What to do? Oh, I could never outrun a ghost or a goblin. Oh, I know. I'll try to talk to it. Yes. Who are you? I said, who are you? Well, I'll just be on my way now. Good night to you. Come on, Gunpowder, giddy up. Oh, he walks with me and he talks. Oh, it's on the bridge. Oh, what is it? It's walking as fast as we are. No faster. Perhaps if I start trotting, I can draw some distance between it and me. Come on, faster, Gunpowder, faster! Oh, it's trotting too, just as fast as us. Oh, no faster, no slower. Oh, what does it want? Oh, it's brighter now. Oh, the clouds have cleared the moon. Oh, do I dare look behind to see what it is that's following me in the night? Oh, I must. I just must. Oh, it's the Headless Horseman! And he doesn't have a head! What's that he's carrying in front of him on his saddle? Oh, it's his head! Oh, it's his head! Oh, what to do? What to do? Oh, perhaps I can outrun him like Brom did. Oh, come on, Gunpowder! If there was ever a time I need you to run like the wind, it's now. Giddy up, Gunpowder! Ah! Yeah! Come on! Yeah! Giddy up! Faster, Gunpowder! Faster! Oh, we're almost to the turn, Gunpowder! We're almost home! Yeah, come on, Gunpowder! Oh, we're going... Oh, what the... Home's that way! Gunpowder! Whoa, Gunpowder! Home's that way! You're going too fast! Whoa! Look out for the tree! Whoa! Oh, no! The saddle! The saddle! It's slipping! Oh, Gunpowder! Oh, dear. There goes the saddle. And the headless horseman just trampled over it. Oh, Hans Van Ripper will have my head for ruining his fine saddle. Oh, that is if the headless horseman doesn't take it first. Oh, whoa, Gunpowder! I can barely hold on. Ease up. Oh, look. Oh, we're almost to the church bridge. Oh, this is the spot where Brom lost the headless horseman. If I can just make it to the bridge, perhaps I can outrun him. Oh, then I'll be safe. And there's the church beyond it. Oh, hold on, Ichabod. Hold on, Ichabod. He's right behind me. He's right behind me. Oh, the bridge. The bridge. Oh, the bridge. Oh, what? Did he vanish? Did he vanish? Oh, no. He's hurling his head at me.
The following morning, Gunpowder was found in the front yard of Hans von Ripper, eating grass with the bridle under his feet. But there was no saddle and no Ichabod Crane. Ichabod didn't appear for breakfast. Dinner hour came, but there was still no Ichabod. The children assembled at the schoolhouse. They strolled the banks of the brook, waiting, but no schoolmaster appeared. Hans von Ripper now began to worry as to the fate of poor Ichabod and of his saddle. The brook was searched, but no trace of Ichabod was ever found. The mysterious event caused much speculation at the church the following Sunday. People collected in the churchyard, at the bridge, and at the spot where the hat and pumpkin had been found, to discuss their theories as to the fate of Ichabod Crane. Many other ghost stories were mentioned during these conversations. The woman in white, Major Andre, and the headless horseman. In the end, the people shook their heads and came to the conclusion that Ichabod was carried off by the headless horseman, never to be seen again. The school was moved to a different location, and a new schoolmaster moved in, and Ichabod became yet another ghost story to be told around the fire. Yet, I wonder... Several years later, an old farmer who had been down in New York had heard that Ichabod was still alive. He had left Sleepy Hollow partly through the fear of the ghostly apparition and of Hans von Ripper due to his saddle, and partly in mortification at having been suddenly dismissed by Miss Katrina von Tussle. He had moved to a distant part of the country, became a lawyer, turned politician, written for the newspapers, and had been made a justice of the 10-pound court. And Brom Bones. Shortly after the disappearance of Ichabod Crane, he successfully wooed Katrina von Tussle to the altar and married her. It seemed queer that whenever the story of Ichabod was mentioned, Brom smiled in a knowing way, almost as if he knew more of the story than he let on. I wonder, could there really have been a headless horseman? Or could it be that sometimes our fears become so big in our own minds that we believe our fears to be reality? Could Ichabod's belief in ghosts have caused his own demise? Are there really such things as ghosts? I wonder. And what of Fenna, the girl in the beginning of our story who was picking corn in the field and saw a ghost? Did she really see a ghost? Or perhaps, knowing how much the townspeople believed in ghosts, might she have made up the story in hopes of not having to pick any more corn? I wonder. I wonder.